Hi, my name is Enda Burke. I'm a visual artist from Galway. I'm a member of Artspace and I do a combination of set design and photography. Obviously I'm a little bit younger, but yeah, I do enjoy kind of retro, vintage, like interiors and fashion, all that. So that kind of bleeds into my artwork, I guess. Yeah. I grew up in Ireland in the 90s, and a lot of the houses still look like this. There's also a lot of religious iconography in houses, and I just remember being quite fascinated by them as a kid. And it came through my art, I think. Yeah. So before COVID, I was a street photographer, and I was mostly just doing street photography and the odd portrait right there. But because when COVID happened and the lockdowns happened, I wasn't able to make art, obviously because there's no one on the streets. So I kind of had to bring street photography into my house or find a way how to make art. And that's how I kind of came about. I started building sets in my parents' house, much to my mom's dismay, as the houses were turned upside down. So that's kind of how it happened, and I was only planning on doing one or two, but it kind of snowballed after that. Um, for art, it was kind of a late comer to the game, I suppose. I wasn't very interested in school, to be honest, and I didn't really do art in school that much. So I did a film course in the Galway Community College that I really loved. So I then got a portfolio and applied to art school, which I went to in Scotland, and I really, really loved it. Art, and that's when I kind of fell in love with the art process. I kind of wanted to change the scenery from Galway and something different, and I applied to one or two art schools in Scotland. My friend was in Aberdeen at the time, and I visited her, and I really liked it, so I applied for that. And it was a really good experience. Yeah. I did a semester in Vancouver, Vancouver Island, during my time in college, and I found it really beneficial to my practice. There's a huge community, a lot of narrative photography comes out of there, like a lot of tableau style photography, like what I do. There's a huge movement there with Jeff Wall and a few other artists like that. And I one of Jeff Wall's colleagues taught me, and I learned a lot of about narrative photography. I don't think I'd be doing the sets if it wasn't for that time in Vancouver. Um, yeah, so it was also good to experience a different culture and different art school. Yeah, it makes it more interesting. It definitely kind of brings people into a world that they either haven't experienced or they've forgotten about. Um, so yeah, I try to tell my parents they're more like actors than anything else, but I definitely got a lot of inspiration, and my parents were even helping me during lockdown and stuff that we were doing, like exercising inside and kind of doing like futile activities like ironing socks just to keep busy. So a lot of the inspiration actually came from being stuck inside, just trying to kind of showcase. Yeah, very exciting, very surprising, very exciting. I was getting a lot of attention abroad as well. Even more so, the attention kind of abroad came before the attention in Ireland came, which is kind of interesting. But yes, a lot of publications and I've won one or two awards abroad, which was really spurred me on to keep doing the series. Um, and yeah, it really kept me going throughout the lockdown. Like I've probably one of a few people who had a really positive lockdown. But yeah, the international stuff was great. I might even stop the series after a few pictures if it wasn't for the momentum that was building with it. And yeah. I really loved old American color photographers like from the 70s and the 60s, like William Eggleston is one of my favorites. For me, he really made photography accessible to people. Um, Whereas obviously there's a lot more to just picking up a camera and pushing a button, but it really kind of, he always said it democratizes art, it democratizes art for people. Photography does, but yeah, mostly like 70s American color photographers, Joel Sternfeld, William Eggleston. There's a photographer today who also kind of does retro stuff. Alex Prager is her name. She would have been a big influence on me. I really love her work. Yeah. I did feel bound to it for a good few years, but I'm kind of slowly and actually purposely trying to change my subject matter and style in the last few months. So whereas I did kind of feel bound to it for the first few years, now I feel like I want to. There's only so many times you can make the same artwork sometimes. So I'm kind of slowly progressing. Obviously, there's still elements of my old work in newer work, but I am trying to like pivot away from doing it because I've been doing it the same kind of style for 4 or 5 years now. So it's important to try and change things up a little bit, I think. I used to try and do it as fast as possible, so I was practicing a lot of my reflexes. But I'm not a man. I'm not someone who likes confrontation. I'm like and stuff like that. I don't do well with. But I did try and push myself with street photography, and I think it's probably one of the most rewarding art forms because it's so you can be out photographing for weeks and you just get one picture like, and it's so it's stressful, but it's rewarding. I find. But so I wouldn't be confrontational. I wouldn't be going up in someone's face. But yeah, I'd have little techniques on how to, navigate that. How to navigate photograph people. Maybe wait for people to step into the set so it looks more like you've been photographing anyways, or maybe pretend you're photographing behind the person. So after they look, you kind of turn the camera aside. But little tricks like that, yeah. Try and keep it when you're doing street photography. Try and keep it low key. Don't look like you're a detective in a car across the road with a big telephoto lens. Like, so yeah, it's interesting how people have different reactions to different types of cameras. I'm very like grateful of anything that comes my way that's positive. I do feel it does obviously boost my self esteem and stuff, and especially if I get it frequently, people on the street might even come up to me and say, "Oh, I loved your series," and it reminded me of my childhood with more humorous stuff like that. That's when people approach me like that and they say the work gives them meaning or they got a kick out of it. That's probably just as important, if not more, to me than the accolades, the awards. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yes, yes, they do. My mom definitely does. Yeah. It was more so turning the house upside down. My mom wasn't too happy about it, but yeah, my mom was very enthusiastic about it. She even sends me props and from like eBay and adverts. She'll buy me like a prop if she sees something in the second-hand shop. And I think my mom does love getting photographed, and a lot of people say, "Oh, we loved you in the series," and they get a kick out of that. My dad, even though he's very helpful, he's like, "All right, how long is this going to take?" But he's still engaged with it. So yeah, I was lucky that my parents were willing to participate eagerly. I think it's more general Irish vibe. It's more tied into nostalgia in Ireland more than anything. I have pretty neutral opinions on Catholicism. I don't have to feel strongly in one way or another. If that makes sense. I think if you look at them objectively and take the religion out of them, there's a lot of beautiful artwork and statues and stuff that are a part of the religion. If you take out the more religious aspect of it, they are actually quite beautiful in their own way. But I wouldn't be like hardcore Catholic or anything like that. It wouldn't be, yeah. It was great. The Art Galway Arts Festival. Like I worked there for 5 or 6 years beforehand, and it's my own hometown. So yeah, it was great. It was great to build the living room there as well. Just having, especially kids. Kids loved being in there interacting with stuff, and I had a bowl of Sudocrem on one of the tables, and I was just observing people and kids, and one of the kids put his hand in it, and took a bite out of it, and he turned to his mother and he goes, this ice cream tastes funny." So yeah, just stuff like that, just observing, especially with kids in there. The kids seem to really react to the colours and the kind of tactileness of this set, which I enjoyed the most because they're usually the most honest about how they feel, and I think they really enjoyed this set. Yeah. I'm trying to do a bit more portraiture, which I just got a portrait. I just took a portrait of a teenager, and it's just been actually shortlisted for the portrait award. So I want to do more portraits on teenagers, especially kind of childhood. So I'm kind of going towards that angle now, more portraiture style rather than like wacky sets and outdoors. So I'm planning on doing a series on that if possible. So I'm in the early stages of kind of developing that, and it will have similar themes to my sets, maybe a bit more toned down and more like portraiture and probably exterior shots. Yeah, I'm still going to be doing more. I still keep sets on the side as well. That I'm doing right now. I'll probably still keep doing some homebound. I'll probably be doing that for the rest of my life, but obviously more sporadically with my parents. But yeah, the focus now is going to be kind of portraiture more. Yeah, I've taught myself lighting and stuff like that, which I didn't really learn in art school. So I'm just trying to learn some more skills to make the artwork more what I want to interest in and portray what I want to show. Yeah. I get frequent. It's not as recently, but I get a lot of people asking, can it, like, I'm available, I'm available. So I'm kind of lucky like that. I can kind of sometimes choose, or if I want to reach out to someone, usually they're really like keen to do it, which is nice. Yeah. For me, it's very affordable. It's very well run as well. There are other artists here as well. It's great that there's 24-hour access for it, and it's not run like a business or a corporate business, like studios. Um, I don't we don't have as much interaction with other artists here in the Black Box as Lisbon. So that aspect of it is a little bit different from, but overall it's extremely positive. They just kind of let you do your own thing, and yeah, for me the main point was I was in a studio space before, and it just felt really corporate and kind of business like, and just which I didn't really like. And I think this is more artist focused, artist friendly, and accommodating, and yeah, for me that's why I really love being in art space. I think it'd be good to expand, if possible, get more artists in, more artist spaces. Just as I said, the place is it's quite an affordable studio. So a lot of artists, especially younger ones coming out of college, are crying out for spaces like this. And I think more spaces being available would be good for everything, the city, for the arts, for culture, and yeah, for art spaces name as well. For yeah. Yeah, I definitely my exhibitions. It'd be good to have some more group shows. I think they sent off some work to the supermarket in Sweden last year. This year, I think, which is very good because that brought some international recognition. But yeah, more shows organized will be good as well. Yeah.